We have Vasim now, who's called in from Mumbai. Vasim, what's your question?
Hello, good evening to all.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for taking me.
Yes, Vasim, go on.
The question is like, there is a salaried person. Can he claim benefits under Section 24B, that is interest on housing loan, and Section 1013A, that is HRA? These two benefits are mutually exclusive, or can it be taken simultaneously?
Yeah, you want to know whether you can claim both HRA and exemption on your home loan.
That's right.
I can see Ashish smiling over there. Ashish, what do you have to say?
No, so I think it's a very...
Just one point to add.
Yeah.
Sure.
This person has taken this home loan in 50% proportionate. So the rest of the proportionate is, held by somebody else. So can it be considered that I am paying rent to the other 50% holder, although I am occupying the 100% house? 50% I am owner. I am not claiming rent towards that. Remaining 50% I am not the owner.
Okay,
so
Vasim.
I claim rent towards that.
Vasim, let me get this right. You want to claim HRA and home loan exemption on the same house?
That's right.
Okay, that complicates matters a little bit. Ashish?
Right. So technically, as you said, it does complicate it, because if you are living in the same house, then how can you get an HRA along with an interest exemption? Having said that, considering your situation wherein there is a 50% owner that is with whom you share the property, then in such a situation, if you have a rent agreement with such a person to whom you are paying rent for the 50% of the occupation, to that extent there should be some possibility of you claiming HRA.
But then how does he prove? Say the taxman comes knocking tomorrow, there's a survey.
Right.
How does he prove that, he is paying rent because he's occupying, he has only right to 50% equity in the house?
That's right. So as I said, this could be a very tricky situation, but if we have all documentation in order and the payments have been made regularly to that person to whom he is paying the rent to, then there can be a claim made.
So what is the documentation that he needs to be prepared
So he needs to be prepared with the rent agreement, and he should be receiving rent receipts regularly from the person whom he is paying the rent to, and of course he should have bank statements evidencing that he has actually made payments to the other person who technically is the 50% owner of the property.
But Ashish, I'm just, we've had questions like this earlier,
right.
and where people have asked whether they could buy flats in the same building and claim HRA on one and, home loan exemption on the other.
Right.
Now, in cases like this, what are the chances that the IT department will actually be convinced and not pull him up?
So unless we have a very, very strong case, the IT department normally will not let this go off. They will consider the HRA that you have received as income, and you will not be able to get a benefit, rather an exemption from your income, and you will be taxed on the HRA amount that you have received.
So Vasim, you're better off not doing it, because it really doesn't make sense. It's going to be very difficult to convince a taxman that you're actually living in a house, paying rent for that house, and also claiming exemption on home loan for the same house. It doesn't matter that you're only a 50% owner of that house, in the sense that you only own 50% of the equity of the house. Convincing the tax department is going to be very, very difficult for you. So it's better off that you do not do this. Instead, what would you advise? What should he claim here? Should he claim HRA? Should he claim the home loan exemption?
So I think the home loan exemption makes sense, because you get a 2 lakh straight benefit on the home loan. The HRA may or may not be that high, even if you take it cumulatively for 12 months. I would suggest the interest component makes sense.
Forget the HRA, claim the home loan exemption.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.